Hello, I didn't see that. Well, today we're going to be reading two original poems written by me. One about the god Hephaestus and the god Aeneas. Now I thought we would start off by reading Hephaestus. Let's begin. Born unto Hera, the goddess of marriage, and Zeus the Almighty, came a seemingly disgraceful son, whose appearance was unsightly. He appeared as though his back in a slouch, and his leg was crippled, leaving him left out. Thrown off of Olympus by his own mother and father, he fell for a day, until he reached the sea's waters. Dazed and unsteady, he was saved by some nymphs, for he had just been banished for only his limb. They took him to Lemnos, where he built his empire, but revenge was rising in the god of fire. Becoming a skilled blacksmith, he built a faux throne, which he anonymously set to his mother, which she took for her own. She sat in her new throne, admiring her catch, when the chair wrapped around her, trapped her in by a snatch. The gods pleaded and pleaded for the release of the sweet, frail goddess, but he did not hear a word of it, no matter how much they pled to Hephaestus. Her release wouldn't be until the god Dionysus got him full of spirits into a drunk and carried him to Olympus by mule. To release his mother, his demands were mighty, that he is promised the marriage to the goddess Aphrodite. He released his mother, and as promised, was wed to the goddess of love to end Hera's dread. The god became a skilled craftsman, working with loyal Cyclopses. As he progressed with his work, he received more and more shops. Working as a blacksmith out of volcanoes and fire, his respects began to grow higher and higher. Soon he was building most of the gods' armor, from Poseidon to Hades to Zeus' scepter. His symbols are hammer, anvil, and tongs, and that's how he became the fiery god. Now, wasn't that something? For our second installment, I thought I would read a poem I wrote about Aeneas. Simply titled Aeneas. A war, a great war, forces Trojans out of Troy in a bounty of fire. They set sail for Italy, a new land, to build a new empire. The commander-in-chief Aeneas was sent a message from the gods to go and make a Roman empire, to try without stop. But the goddess Juno has other plans for Aeneas and his men. She sends them a storm while on sea, and blows them away with the wind. The storm leads them to Carthage, Juno's favorite city. Aeneas' mom Venus sets them up with the queen. Aeneas asks the god of love, Amara, to help him and the queen feel each other's affection. That night at the banquet held in his honor, he tells of Troy's failed protection. He tells of carrying his father Anchises to safety while guiding Aeneas, his son. He tells of the mythological creatures he's seen, and when he speaks of his father's death, he is done. He and his men stay in Carthage for winter, but Mercury reminds him of his mission to build a new empire. Distraught, his lover, the Queen Dido, takes her own life. She thought for a while she would end up his wife. The ship sets sail and land in Sicily. They realize how close they are to their destination in Italy. Aeneas goes down to the other world, where he sees the new gods waiting to be born. And he also sees his father and Dido, but he is ignored. Pumped up, he sets sail for his destination. He lands and is given the princess Lavinia as an invitation. This upsets the queen Amata and her chosen groom Turnus. Juno fills them both with blind rage, which burns like a furnace. A war begins between Trojans and Italians. River speaks to Aeneas and tells him to get allies. He leaves and convinces the king Evander and the Thracians to join his side. They all go into battle, and Turnus kills the king's son Pallas. Aeneas is shocked, and his rage is ruthless. A battle begins by the nymph
Juturna, in which Aeneas captures Turnus that day when he decides whether or not to kill Turnus, remembers Pallas, and slays him.